I made TTTPig his own cosmetics. In order to do this, I took TTTPig's biggest interests and favorite things and made them into two very special cosmetics. For the first cosmetic, I wanted to do something related to Christianity and something with the Santa hat. So I imported the Santa hat into Blender, and then I made a cross out of some cubes. I tweaked the cross a little in order to make it look a little better. Then I put some textures on it. Then I went ahead and placed it on the Santa hat. And then the cross part of the Santa hat was done. Then I wanted to put one of TTTPig's most worn Bible verses on his hat, but as you saw, that way didn't really work, so I just used this way. Then I had to go in and tweak some of the letters myself. Then I added some textures, but that clip's just gone now. And with that, the first bit of text is done. Then I wanted to add the actual Bible verse to the back of the hat, so I just used the same method to do that. And yet again, I had to tweak some of the letters. And I actually have the clip of me adding the texture to the text this time. And with that, the whole hat is done, and I think it looks pretty good. And for the second cosmetic, I did something related to his biggest accomplishments in Gorilla Tag. Before I start on the second cosmetic, make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. And if you're on mobile, scroll down and click the hype button so that it goes out to more people. So I imported the Illustrator badge into Blender, and then I went ahead and added the textures. And then I started removing the paintbrushes, and later on in the video you'll see why I did this. As you can see right here, the texture was messing up whenever I tried to make the cosmetic more flush. So I went into texture paint and fixed the texture. And right here you can see that the texture is still not the best, so I went back into texture paint and fixed it again. And then I continued to remove the paintbrushes. And these faces were all connected to each other on the Illustrator badge, so I had to use the knife tool to cut them out. Right here I was just making the badge look more flush. Right here I just went in and tweaked some of the textures in texture paint. And right now is when I started removing the bottom parts of the paint brushes. And then I went into texture paint and made the textures look better. Then I began removing the remainder of the paint brushes. And then it was time to go back into texture paint and fill in the last bit of the textures. And this is what the Illustrator badge looks like without paintbrushes. And now is when I imported the Forest Guide stick into Blender, and you can tell that there's some differences to the Illustrator badge. That's because I made some tweaks off of recording. And then it was time to put the Forest Guide stick into the Illustrator badge. Now it's time to add the second Forest Guide stick. And then add the third Forest Guide stick. Okay, the amount of time it took to position these Forest Guide sticks to look good is just beyond crazy. But then I finally got it to look good. And right around here I was just adding the last couple tweaks to the overall badge. And here is the finished product. I think it looks pretty good. And with that, the cosmetics were done. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe and click hype. And yeah, see ya.